Nintendo's latest big release is Mario Golf Super Rush. And going into this, I'm a huge fan of the Mario Golf franchise. I started playing. I mean, NES Golf doesn't technically count as a Mario game, but it kind of has Mario in it, and I played the heck out of that as a kid on our bootleg 52-in-1 cartridge. And even though I had no interest in the sport, I enjoyed playing that game, and it kind of carried through pretty much my history in all of video games. But I still hold Mario Golf on the Nintendo 64 in the highest of regards. That game is still the GOAT. And I don't think the series has gotten to that level since, but there's been some pretty good ones. I think special shoutouts to the Game Boy version that was basically a golf RPG that inspired Golf Story.
Oh yeah.
And since then I've been really excited for, the Nintendo Switch version of Mario Golf. It's here now. I've put a couple of hours into it. I've played with regular controls, played with motion controls, played all the courses, played some speed golf. And I have some mixed feelings about Mario Golf Super Rush. I think my biggest issue with it is that the course designs, I think, are really bland. They designed them a little differently this time around. Instead of just here are 18 levels that make up a course, it is one giant level with different holes, and then you're just hitting to that one spot. And it kind of feels kind of samey across like every single course. And then I think my bigger issue is just that the courses themselves have all been designed around the concept of speed golf, where characters need to move around the map and walk, and the characters have the ability to run and they jump a little bit, but most of the courses are really flat. There's very little changes in elevation, which makes for courses that aren't that interesting. So playing by yourself, playing regular golf, like it's fine, but there's nothing as ambitious to say. Like one of my the courses that I think about on the Nintendo 64, it was this one course where like you're here and then there's a giant mountain, and then directly behind the mountain was the hole, and you had to hit the ball like over the mountain, but just enough to get it to land on the green. And there's nothing like that in Mario Golf Super Rush. They're all just very flat. They almost feel like regular real life golf courses, which is kind of weird that I'm holding that as a criticism, because I thought that the GameCube version got way too crazy with objects and thwomps.
I love that one.
And this one kind of has that, but not it sits in a weird spot of like the obstacles they throw in towards the back half of the courses is just, they feel kind of bolted on, but then the regular courses are almost a little too boring for me, and it's all in service of speed golf, and I'm not the biggest fan of speed golf. I don't like being rushed. I really like the experience of, here's the shot, I'm gonna look at, see where the wind is at, go and like change the view so that I can line things up just right, get a sense of what power I need, and you kind of have to throw most of that away in speed golf. It's just kind of hit and try and get it in as fast as you can, and I just don't enjoy it. Goes against like what I enjoy about Mario Golf. And in exchange, it's about hitting the ball really fast, it's about running on the field, which I just don't think is that interesting, even with the sort of special powers you get. Like you can hit, I can't remember what button you hit, but then the character usually has some sort of move that lets them move faster, some sort of dash. And I mean, they tried to make it kind of like Mario Kart, but I don't think it works that well. So I'm pretty lukewarm on this right now. Part of the saving grace though for me is actually playing with Steph yesterday, and we were playing with motion controls, and we had a lot of fun just playing with motion controls. I certainly don't think it's more accurate than playing with a controller, but it was just a fun way for Steph and I to play together. Steph is like not the hardest. She can play games, but I think being able to play with motion controls just put us on a more even playing field, and it was fun for that. But I don't necessarily think this game is on the level of the past Mario games. And if I were to rank, like, say, this package versus Mario Tennis Aces, and I have my criticisms about Mario Tennis Aces, I think Tennis Aces is a better game than Mario Golf. What say you, Randy?
So yeah, I have more or less the same criticisms as you do. I think I enjoy Speed Golf a little more than you do, but like I still don't think it's great. I think the best part about Mario Golf is the multiplayer, and I've been playing that a lot online, and that's been a lot of fun. Have you played any online yet?
I have not.
Okay, cool. So one of the things, this isn't really a spoiler, but like something you can unlock with each of the Mario characters, any of the non-Mii characters, is like star variants of each of the characters. And basically, like, you get an extra 30 yards of distance, and then you trade off like one level of control. And then there's superstar characters that give you an extra 30 yards. But those take a while to unlock, and if you have someone in the room who's using superstar characters and can hit 280 yards versus everyone else who's stuck at like 220 and below, it doesn't quite work out, especially if you're playing on an easy course like the rookie course, where like a superstar character can hit to the green in one stroke for par 4 courses, when the rest of us kind of can't do that, and there's no filters for superstar characters or star characters, so you kind of just have to deal with it. And I think that sucks.
It's unfortunate.
Also, yeah,
go for it.
Also, a weird thing about the courses all being like kind of all lumped together. I appreciate it in that like that's how an actual real life golf course is laid out. But so like for the rookie course, and I think also Bonnie Greens, there are situations where a par 5 is a lot shorter if you just hit the ball onto an adjoining course and then hit it to the green. So even though it's supposed to be a par 5, but it's totally not. It's only a par 5 if you follow the proper course, but you don't have to do that. So you just hit it into another course and then hit it onto the green. And I think that's kind of dumb.
Yeah. it's kind of like, at its core, the mechanics of hitting the ball towards the hole, it's actually a little, I don't know if they did that in the 3DS version where you don't have to hit the button at the end to like see how accurate your shot is. But like at its core, the experience of hitting a ball into the hole Mario Golf style is here, and it gets that, and that's still fun. It's just like everything around it is, I don't even know if I'd say half-baked. It's just they kind of went in a direction that made everything a little worse. Like the entire game is built around Speed Golf, and all of the other modes are hurt by the fact that Speed Golf is the primary focus, when Speed Golf in and of itself is not that great of a mode.
Yeah, I think the core gameplay is there. There are folks who really do miss the triple. Oh, I will be removed from activity. There are folks who are really upset that there's no 3-click system for shots, but I really like the trade-off between basically power and control. Because before, like, if you got really good at that 3-click system, it didn't matter where your ball was, because like you could nail the shot every time, even in the rough. Whereas now there's like a real disadvantage to hitting it into the rough or the bunker, because you won't be able to hit it as far without risking it flying off into the rough again.
Yeah.
And I like that. I really like that trade-off. But I know other folks will be like, no, you should bring it back to the old way. And if you, funny enough, if you adventure far enough into the adventure mode, they do actually have situations where the 3-click system comes back. But it's in a very specific situation, and it's I don't know. It's kind of weird. Have you played the adventure mode yet?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, I already warned you that it is 95% speed golf. First
Okay.
of all, and second of all, I kind of like this and I kind of don't. The adventure mode is largely variants on speed golf, so very rarely are you playing speed golf as it is in the main mode and the main golf mode. They change the rules very frequently. So the first time you play speed golf, they're actually still judging you based on your score, like your number of strokes. But later on, like they'll put a time limit on each individual shot, or like this set of 3 holes has a time limit, or the whole nine holes has a total time limit. And there's different variations on it, and I appreciate it for doing like switching things up in a way that you couldn't do in multiplayer. But it's still like it's still not like all that much. It's not that much fun. And also there's one variant on the second course that is a really neat idea, but it's also really frustrating with the course that they chose to do it on. So it's called cross country golf, and it's not like I'll just describe it now because I don't think it's that big a spoiler. So like it's a game where you have like a set number of shots to hit greens that are just based on different courses.
Okay.
But like you can do them in any order. So you could go from one green to another green to another green. Like you have to map out where you want to go on the course. But the thing is, it's on the course with it's on the, I guess technically the third course, the one with all the cliffs. And you have to hit the ball up the cliffs using the tornadoes and whatnot, and it is hella frustrating. And for that to be the case for the second course in the game, I think is a wild misfire. Like that should be late game, or you should put it on a course. You should do that variant on a course that doesn't have a bunch of cliffs. It wasn't fun.
So yeah.
Otherwise, like I enjoy the core gameplay. Sorry, there we go. That's all. I enjoy the core gameplay. It's like there's just all sorts of weirdness around the package that I don't enjoy.
Yeah, the experience of hitting a ball into a hole is great, and I actually like the streamlined mechanics of being able to, you know, set your power and then your curves separately without having to worry about the third click. It's very clean. I had fun playing with motion controls and stuff, but the overall package of Mario Golf Super Rush is shaky at best, and it's kind of a tough game to recommend. I think there will be people who really like it, and they'll like speed golf, and they won't necessarily mind that the course design isn't what it used to be, or they just value being able to play this online versus, you know, you can't play the Nintendo 64 game online, so that's a moot point, or being able to play on the Switch. I'll definitely put more time into it. I still haven't played the story mode. I haven't played Battle Golf yet, but I am a bit disappointed in Mario Golf so far.